Bazooba! What's up, guys? So, this is IridiumMoose. Back at it again with another video. I kind of got about like 5 or 6 minutes in to a recording when I realized that I wasn't recording, so yay me. But this video, I just wanted to make this video to kind of show you guys, this might be a longer one. I just wanted to make this video to kind of show you guys what it takes to actually make one of these like Men of War or Star Wars like battle simulator type videos. And typically the first things we do, we'll come here to your F2 menu, so F1, F2, and this is in Gates of Hell, and you go to the editor. So I hit F2, come up here, and to the top right, and you'll see there's this little, you can't see my cursor, but there's this thing that says map. You click that, hit load in the middle here, and it's gonna ask me to do that. I'm gonna say no, but you hit load, and you find the map you want, load it, and then typically when I'm actually making these, what I will do is kind of look for something that would seem scenic, or you know, something that would be memorable, like a location that's memorable, or you can make any kind of scenario you want in this game, which I love about this. But the AI in this is kind of stupid. They'll go wherever you want, or wherever they want on free move mode, and if there's no external stimulus, as in they don't see any enemies, they will literally just stand there unless you tell them otherwise. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Kind of where I started. So I'm thinking of a scenario already. It's kind of in my head. But how this is going to work is we're going to have a German outpost here in this little forest here. Wherever we are, who knows? Let's see, it says we're in Beliki, somewhere in Russia, I'm assuming. But yeah, so in this game, we're actually set in World War II, so we have access to Germany in World War II, the Nazis, as well as the Soviet armed forces. So in this scenario, I kind of picked a German. He looks pretty iconic. I mean, he's in some blue navy looking outfit, and he's got these little chevrons on his shoulders, and he's carrying a big gun. So maybe he's like a German war hero. He's kind of big on morale for the Germans, so if they were to lose him, I mean, they could be very upset. You know, it would hurt their morale, and the soldiers, you know, if this guy can die, then well, they can die too. So this guy, he's like a god to them. We'll just say that. And again, I'm making this all up in my head as we go here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this guy actually in the building, maybe give him some cover in here. And what we'll do, so I'm gonna set this up real quick. So we'll come in here, and we are looking for sandbags. Sandbag. There's a little search feature at the bottom here, and I can kind of go through and use my arrow keys to some sandbags maybe. So we'll go like this. Put some sandbags in here, rotate them with Z and the mouse.
Jawohl.
I'll say, look, he's got a little hidey hole now. He's not gonna move, and he's gonna not lay down. He's gonna crouch. There we go. Perfect. So now he's literally watching this door with his machine gun. I might actually need to adjust those sandbags because they are a little too tall. Use A and the mouse to kind of move it down. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and look here. Yeah, that looks fine. That's perfect. So how this is gonna work, we're just gonna position our troops. I've kind of moved around some storm grenadiers, and kind of sprayed them, kind of placed them all over in this little compound here. The Germans have taken this compound, and they're gonna go ahead and try and defend it from any Russians. They're just kind of organizing their next move. This commander here, or war hero, he's just hanging out, and we're gonna get some more Germans, maybe some vehicles. So let's go ahead and take a look and just see what we can find here. So we can do some vehicles, maybe like we can look at their German BTRs. So they got quite a few different ones. I mean, they're all right. We'll do maybe like this. and we'll set it up to where he's in the front, maybe like on the road like this, and we're gonna set him on hold move mode, so he's just gonna sit there and guard this compound. So if anybody comes from any direction, they're gonna get shot at. And I think that's the way we're gonna set this up. It's gonna be light vehicles, I think, for the German side. So they're probably the biggest thing they're gonna get is maybe one of these, and then some Kubel wagons. You know, they're basic vehicles with guns on them. Nothing too crazy. So we're gonna give them some of your generic riflemen, and these guys are gonna have some Guers as well. And then we're gonna give them a squad leader. So then what we're gonna do is copy, Control C, and then paste. And we'll just paste a couple of these guys around, because I mean these guys are gonna have to defend this compound to the last man. And I think we're probably not gonna need much more than this, but we're gonna go ahead and put them on hold fire or hold movement. Kinda place them around here. Okay, getting them all around. Just to add some dynamics to this, we might have a few guys on free move, but not many. We don't want everybody running around. We just need a couple guys moving around the map. Now we can put a few in here as well. Just a few troops peppered around, and these are your basic guys. They're not professionals by any sense of the word. They're just your average soldier, and they are gonna defend this compound with their lives here. Let's see, does that look okay? Yeah, it looks all right. We'll go ahead and move him. Okay. And perfect. Okay, so we'll just make sure everybody's on hold move, and it looks like they are. So what we'll do is we'll crew this this armored car here. Get some tank. If I scroll all the way down here, how many people does this take? 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll give them a commander wherever our commander is. Tank commander. Give them an ace, because why not? Alright, so these fellas are gonna get into their tank. Armored car, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm pretty sure this thing has a pretty decent gun. Yeah, it's got a pretty decent sized gun. I'm putting them on hold move as well. I turned the engine off because we don't need to hear the engine idling for all of this. Perfect, so we've kind of got a little fortress set up here, and the Germans are just hanging out, really. I mean, we got all the perimeters basically covered. Maybe we could add like a mortar or something, a mortar team just right in here in this little field, and these guys can shell anybody that gets close to the I guess it would be their little compound here. So we'll just grab maybe like some. For this, I mean, you can use literally any one of these units is going to be fine. But we're going to go ahead and say we're going to use the artillery men. Okay, so we got our men. So now we're going to go vehicle, and I think it's under Germany and then cannon. Good. Be able to find our mortar. That's too big, so we'll kind of go through here.
Tim, magst du mal ein Foto von Lisa sehen?
See what kind of. Yeah, that's probably decent. 120 millimeter heavy mortar. We'll do that. That's probably fine. Okay, so and it's got a crew too. Perfect. So what these guys are gonna do is they're just gonna sit kind of in this area. I'll go ahead and get them some sandbags because it makes sense. Let's throw them a few sandbags their way. How do those? Oh, those sandbags are terrible. Okay, so we're gonna need a different sandbag. I want something. Then we'll add another one. Go like this. Check this out. Something like that. We'll just kind of slowly stack them on top of each other. Yes, until they are covered like that. I mean, it's not perfect, and there's obviously holes in the sandbags, but I mean, that's better than nothing. These guys will be on hold fire or hold movement as well. Okay, so I think we've got the Germans kind of set up here. Other than maybe a few more troops in this filled out in this building here, maybe we'll go ahead and. No, I don't want the house. It's trying to give me the house. I just want the sandbag. So we'll say the Russians are gonna have to enter the house and actually bust through the defenses in this doorway here to be able to take out the commander or the war veteran, whatever you want to call him, somebody of importance. And we'll give them some more stormtroopers here. So we'll go down. I think. Go. Perfect. And these guys got some. Hopefully the cover will work, because if the cover doesn't work, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, it's not working, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Sometimes the cover system in this will just stop working when you start rotating or using like sandbags, for example. I notice it a lot. So let's do this. We'll go ahead and just add our own. We can do something fun, even like this big boy here. And we'll bit.
Jawohl!
There we go. Something like this. These boys just have some cover.
Rücken wir aus?
And I know there's like a blue circle around the sandbag
Rücken wir
currently,
aus?
but I will fix that. How you fix that? You're in the F1 menu when you're where I am currently. But if you want to fix that and that little blue circle's there, if you place something, hit F2, you'll notice it disappears. Then hit F1 again, and it should bring it back to, should fix that issue for you. So there's a few German AT units around here. We got a few of them layered around the compound. We might, now that I look at it, we might need some more.
Rücken wir aus?
Be like, might need a handful more dudes just up here, just to cover this up, is what I'm thinking. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I'll just add a few others. Saw something else I wanted to do. Maybe like a flag. Not that kind of flag. That's not the kind of flag. No, so we need. Carry. Flags. Flag hanging. That's a Soviet flag, so we need like a German flag, right? They're all Soviet flags. I wonder, sometimes, so if you click on it, sometimes there's a way to change it. Yeah, I think these are unfortunately just Soviet flags. Sometimes there's things you can change down here. If you see where I'm clicking on the right side there. Yeah, like right here. Look at that, boom, German. Flag type, we can say Soviet, German. There's our German flag. Pretty cool. Now we got a German flag in the middle of our little base here. Now we know this is a it's a German occupied village, and we're gonna go ahead and just add our final units here for the Germans. Add a few regular troops. Some of your regular boys. And I'm kind of mixing and matching units here. It really doesn't matter unless it matters to you. I mean, these guys are kind of cool with their tan. We'll add in a couple of them as well.
Ja?
Just for fun, add some dynamics, different units, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna start by having them move over here, and then we're gonna have them kind of filter out a little bit more to give us more coverage across this flank here.
Ja?
Because these guys are gonna need to stop anybody
Wann
from
geht's los?
coming from the other side.
Wie lauten die
Instead of
Befehle?
3 people, we'll have 1 go there.
Rücken
And
wir auf?
then we'll go
Geht's los?
that. I think that might work. Of course, we also do have a couple dudes facing that way as well. So, from inside the house.
Rücken wir aus?
So we'll just kind of spread them out. We got an MG guy watching that way as well. So if any Soviets come from this direction, now let me put it this way. I don't plan on having anybody spawn in over here, but if the units on their own decide to make it to that side of the base, then they can attack from, they have defenses on that side. Because I don't want to make it completely unfair for the Germans. It's a reasonable thing for the German military to do, which is to cover all angles, right? So I'm just giving them the greatest chance to be successful. So what we'll do now is we kind of have to decide where we want the attackers to come from. So I'm thinking we're going to just say, as a guess, probably have them start on 3 sides from the main roads. Maybe back over here by this downed plane. Downed plane over here. Over here on this side, maybe back over here. We don't need them coming in from all the way over there because this map is kind of huge, and the main showcase of this little mission that we're making is to, this little encampment right in the middle. So we don't really need to go all out. I mean, we can have the Germans start back here in this field and have them drive, or the Russians, rather, in this field and have them drive up this way. So let's go ahead and get that started. So we got to think of army composition now and what we want our troops to use. So to switch teams, right now we're on team 0. I hit number 1 on my numpad, and you'll see all the icons over there, over by the units. You'll see like I'm hovering over the tank right now. It's red. So we're on a different team, and that means that there are we're gonna put the attackers down basically. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the Soviets. Now I kind of like the Soviets because their units aren't great, but they usually, and pretty historically accurate in this sense, they had a lot of them. So they may not have the best soldiers, but they do have a lot of soldiers. A lot more than the Germans did, that's for sure. The Germans typically had the better guns. The Soviets had more men to throw at the problem. So we're going to do something along this. This army comp is fine. I mean, I'm going to use this as a template for our troops, for the Soviets. They're going to have a few AT guns. Actually, we're going to do just 1 AT gun, and then we're going to replace that guy with a machine gun here. So we're going to say, you sir, have the big machine gun. So now what we're going to do, Control C to copy, and we'll give them, oh, I don't know. So how many is that? So I hit. So that's 13 guys there, 13, 26, oh, what is that, like 42? I don't know, I can just grab them all. 39. So there's 39 infantry troops here. So we're gonna, oops, and that's the problem that I just made. I grabbed them all in F1 mode. I need these guys to all stand up. There we go, perfect. So I did it again. We'll grab them all in F3 mode, and you'll see the little white circles around them. That means I have them selected. You can also check on this right side here under this Reset All Inventories button. It says properties for 39 quote-unquote human. That just means that I've selected all these guys. We're going to go ahead and Control C to copy, and in the top left it'll tell you you copied all those entities. And what we're going to do is put them over here, and then over here, something like that. And then on these ones, we're gonna go ahead and flip them around because I know they're not facing the right way. These guys, we're gonna have them face that way. Oops. Now, what we're gonna do, and this is where it gets fun. Once we have all of our units and they are placed onto the battlefield, this of course isn't all of them, but we can get to scripting here in a little bit, and I can actually show you guys how I script these missions and stuff. So we got our infantry. We're gonna go ahead and place down some waypoints. So we'll say this is gonna be interesting. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can give these guys, I find it works a multitude of ways. You can say, okay, so this group, we want them to start from 0 and go da 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 all the way into the base, right? You can have it that way, or what you can do is tell all units go to waypoint 0, and we'll just put waypoint 0 inside. This will save us on essentially everything, really, because I don't have to place 100 waypoints for each group of guys to script, and I can put them all in a single group and just say, all of you fellas, go to waypoint 0. But I'll show you how to do it the difficult way first, the not really difficult, more tedious way. So what you do, we'll go ahead and switch back to units or entities up here. Click 2, grab these guys. We're gonna hit the letter U as in uniform on your keyboard, and then go down to tags or type number 6. It's gonna take you to this screen here, and you give them a tag of selection. So what that means, we can say this is squad 1. So it puts them in a group, basically, and you'll see that it says squad 1 on all these guys. Okay, so now that we've done that, what you can do to script them is hit add, go to triggers right here, this little crazy looking line, say squad 1 attack. And we'll come down here, right click under commands, hit add, go to other, actor to waypoint, come up here to selector. I know I'm going kind of quick. Hit the dots, go to tag, find the squad you're looking for, in this case squad 1, tag, hit OK, waypoint, start at waypoint 0, OK. So what this means, what I just did there, I just told when the mission starts, when I hit start on this simulation, anybody who has the squad 1 tag, which we added to just these units here, will move to waypoint 0. But the problem is there's only one waypoint. So what they'll do, and I can show you here, I'll hit start, and you're gonna see these guys are just gonna slowly walk to waypoint 0. That's it. Okay, so now that we're back in here in the editor, I'm gonna actually get rid of this plane because it's loud and obnoxious. There we go. Got it. Okay. So that's how it works when you want to add squads, but you can see where this can get complicated. If you have you can create multiple squads that way and have multiple sets of waypoints, but I find that sometimes you give it a little bit of RNG, as in randomness here, and what we'll do is grab all these guys again, hit 6, and instead of squad 1, we're just gonna say Russ Inf for Russian infantry. Hit add. So these are going to be our Russian infantry, and I will do that as well with the rest of these guys over here. Just like that. We're going to come up here. Inf, just like that. Okay, so now that we've got our infantry all tagged correctly, now we can do is come in here, and whoops, I that old waypoint. So what we'll do, click add, waypoint 0. And so now what's going to happen if I hit start, all these units all across the map, what they're going to do is, if I can find the other guys over here, they're all going to move to this waypoint. But you saw how slow they were. We want them to move a bit faster than that. We don't need them to be we don't want them to walk so slowly. I mean, they're going to attack a German fortification here, a German outpost or position, and they kind of need to make it look like they're actually trying to attack something. So what we're going to do now, there's another command for that you can add. Under commands here, click actor state, And we get a similar screen to what we got on Actor to Waypoint, but instead we're going to come up here, select our tag, we're going to select our Russian infantry, and then you'll notice we have all these parameters we can do, we can modify. So we'll say speed, we're going to say speed is assault, max speed, we'll say 0 because they can do whatever, up to 10. And I do this with armor mostly, like armored vehicles and tanks. We're also going to say no retreat. We don't want the Russians retreating at all. Don't ask me what follow commander and make enemies forget does, because I have no idea. Have not figured it out. So now what we'll do, and you'll notice it's when it processes these triggers, it goes from top to bottom. So it'll have the units move first and then make them change their state, but we want them to have their state modified before they move. So we're going to tell them, okay, when you move, we want you to move in assault mode. Like you're going to assault something, and they'll say, okay, and where do you want us to move? And then we'll tell them right here in this Actor to Waypoint command, say, hey, Russian infantry, I'll move to waypoint 0. So everybody is going to move to this waypoint that I have set up right in here, right in the center of this little compound. So now that we got our infantry kind of scripted up correctly, I'm going to go ahead and add some Russian armor. We'll go ahead and add some and see if that kind of helps us kind of show you guys how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and just add our tanky boy. We're in the wrong team. That's something that happens a lot. This fella's here. And again, I'm not going to give them anything crazy because I know the Germans don't have anything that crazy. This is going to be mostly an infantry fight. But the Russians need some sort of vehicles. Maybe like, we'll come in here under Russia, vehicles, USSR. We can go BTR. We can give them a BTR or two. We can see, look, they got a couple of them. A tractor. I'm thinking maybe we'll do something like this on both sides. We'll give them 2 because the Russians are attacking the Germans here. Or we can give them a whole bunch of gases with truck or guns on them. We can do that. That would be fun. Maybe we'll do that. We'll add a couple of those. Something like that. And then alright. So this is, oh yeah, I guess we did need a third. Whoops. My bad, I can fix that. Okay, so we got our, you get our units mounted in the vehicle, and to get the tag set up, it's the same thing. Hit U6, choose your tag, we'll save Russ Jeep. So now that we've got our unit tagged, now I made a mistake there and I just caught myself. When you are tagging units, you need to make sure you have all them, because for example, when I hit copy and paste, the tag doesn't pass over when I copy and paste the unit, so you need to be careful of that when you're making your own battles like this. So, oh my gosh, those engines, they get so loud and obnoxious. So we'll go ahead and go like this, copy. We're gonna do, I don't know, paste like this, and we'll have them face this way. So we'll have them coming from 2 sides, but not all 3, just to give the Germans a little bit of a break here. Russ Jeep. Okay, and then let me just make double, triple check that my tags are set. Yep, they are. Okay, so now we're gonna come in here. Actor to Waypoint, come in here, go to tag, Russ Jeep, waypoint 0. Now I'll bring them up here. We're gonna go copy and create another actor state. This time, instead of infantry, we're gonna modify this and go back and say Russian Jeeps. And we're also gonna tell them max speed of 10, because we don't want them speeding up here and racing into this compound before our infantry even get involved. That would not be good. So we're gonna try this and see. And one of the final things, once you think you're ready to test your map and your scenario, One, first of all, make sure you save your game, because this can crash. Sometimes I've had it crash, and unfortunately I've had to start over, wasted hours of work, tried to run a game, and then it immediately crashes. So let's go ahead and just call this Russian ambush, something like that. Hit OK. Okay, so now that we've got it saved as a mission, we got the mission saved, we got the map saved. Now I think we're ready, other than adding maybe like... Ah, perfect. Some sort of environment to add some ambiance. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this and just test it to make sure everything works appropriately. And look at that. We got our infantry. They're now sprinting like we told them to. They're in assault mode, so they will run all the way to that waypoint. I hear gunshots already. Looks like our jeeps are pushing in a little head. That's okay. Immediately taken out because they pushed up ahead of everybody else. These guys didn't quite do that. They also had a little farther to run. That's cool. Perfect. So now that we've kind of tested it, we know everything works. Now, that's really all it takes to make one of these scenarios. It takes about 30-40 minutes of your time and a little bit of patience and knowledge, of course, of the gem editor and how it works. But yeah, so that's how you build a scenario. So let me know if you guys want to see more. I'm going to actually make another video of us just watching this scenario play out. That's why I only let the jeeps basically get up to the the compound. I didn't want to spoil it for you guys, so yeah, if you guys want to see more, let me know. I'd be happy to run you guys through some scenarios. Maybe we could do some live on Twitch or something. So let me know what you guys want to see, and I would be happy to make it. So in that case, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!